Lies of the left and their false moral standards. Critiquing the political left's moral and ethical standards often centers around the perception that they have abandoned traditional biblical principles, which critics argue has led to a lack of a consistent moral compass. This perspective holds that the left, having shifted away from these religious moorings, now primarily embraces a humanist philosophy that prioritizes human values and interests at the expense of spiritual or religious considerations. This shift is a fundamental transformation in how morality is understood and practiced, with significant implications for politics and society. One major criticism is that without the absolute moral standards provided by the Bible, the left's ethical framework becomes relativistic, meaning that it can change based on the shifting sands of social and cultural trends. This relativism is often portrayed as leading to policies and attitudes prioritizing individual desires over communal well-being, focusing on rights and freedoms, without the corresponding emphasis on responsibilities and duties. Critics argue that this approach can lead to a focus on self-interest and personal gratification, which is sometimes masked as a form of moral superiority. Moreover, detractors claim that once the left rejected biblical standards, their ethical system was left without a firm foundation, making it vulnerable to being swayed by ideologies that critics associate with negativity, such as spite or envy. This, they argue, manifests in political tactics and discourses that are based more on denouncing opponents than on fostering genuine moral improvement or community well-being. Humanism, which emphasizes human welfare and happiness, is often seen by these critics as inadequate for grounding a comprehensive moral vision because it lacks transcendental backing. They argue that by focusing only on human capacities and dismissing any divine or spiritual aspect, humanism ultimately leads to a narrower understanding of morality that fails to account for the more profound spiritual and existential dimensions that religious frameworks provide. Critics often conclude that this purported ethical void leads to policies and practices that can be harmful and divisive, arguing that without a return to religious values, particularly those found in Christianity, societal moral standards will continue to degrade. This narrative serves as a call for a reevaluation of the role of religious values in public life, suggesting that a reintegration of these principles could restore a sense of shared moral purpose and direction.